Sure, Marakani guys, Elia, Ubot, we are back. New week, new video. So in today's video, without wasting no time, it's more of like a personal experience. So I'm gonna talk about my experiences, or my experience with social media, and how I accidentally left social media, and also I'm gonna touch on a bit on how you can curate your social media timelines, and as well as give a few gems on where you can learn how social media really works. So yes, without wasting no time, let's get into today's video. So like anybody else, I joined social media way back. I think it's about 11 years now since I joined social media for the first time. I first joined Facebook in 2012, and it was, for me, it was more of like a formal thing, man. I felt like I was missing out because then I lived in the hostel at the time, boarding school, and most of the kids in the hostel then, they were talking about social. I mean, they were talking about Facebook. So you in the corridors you will hear things like, "Yo, did you hear? Did you see what who posted on Facebook? Did you see what who said to who on Facebook?" I was like, I think I must get in this thing. So that's how I basically joined Facebook. Then in the following year I joined Twitter. Then towards beginning or towards the end of 2014, if not beginning of 2015, I joined Instagram, getting and subsequently getting WhatsApp again in the same year of 2015. And it's been a great experience, man. Like especially coming first to Facebook, where you can just discover like, yo, all these people from your school actually, they are here. They have nicknames now. They go by what names, and you interact each other. All these sisters that you like from your campus, from your school, they are there. You can DM them. You can get their numbers and whatever. It's quite interesting. And then when what is this? Instagram, when I got to Instagram, it was like a different experience. Now it's more like, you're connected to the rest of the world. Your the entertainers that you like listen to or watch on TV, now they have profiles on this app. You can follow them and you can DM them. You can also engage them in the comments. That was like very. For me. So then I think fast forward to 2017, if not in beginning of 2018, I joined LinkedIn. And it was also like a very overwhelming experience, because then I was like, now I can be normal. Look, I can be normal again. There's like seems like more of a professional space. So as people posting job opportunities and whatnot. So I got in that space then, and then taking it as far as 2021. I felt like I was spending so much time on social media. So it's like, no, man, I need to leave social media. And it was a tough decision for me, because then I was the guy who was always engaging, in the comments, engaging with like, everyone in the comments, having back and forth debates, like with people that I sort of like look up to when they post something, you know, being in like people's DMs, be it like congratulating them or debating on maybe a post that they've put out on their stories and stuff, and that takes time, obviously. So I was gonna go back to school in 2022. I was gonna go do my honors, and then I was like, I need to cut out social media, because then I felt like I spent so much time on this social media. So I need to cut out of social. I mean, I need to cut out social media so I can focus on my school. And it was a tough decision. Like I said, it's a tough decision for me to make that time. um it was drawing close, because I was gonna leave social media somewhere in the beginning of Feb 2022. So in November of 2021, I was like, yo, I don't think I'll survive without social media, man. I was just busy canceling myself. And then I put the date. I was like, boy, we're gonna put a date, and on this date we are gonna we are gonna go off social media. So my date was the 1st of Feb 2022. 1st of Feb 2022 came. I uninstalled all the social media apps from my phone. There I was, just on my own. You know, as much as I felt like scrolling, I could not scroll because there was no way I could go to scroll. So that worked for me for 4 months. Then I got back WhatsApp in for personal reasons. I had to get back WhatsApp in May, in the middle of May, and then I was like, I'm gonna unmute. I'm gonna mute the status update, so I'm not gonna see any status updates because then that also takes much of my time. So I muted all the status. Life continued. Then we came to November of 2022 last year. I came across this documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. So in The Social Dilemma, that's where they outline everything behind social media and how everything works out over there. So that documentary for me, it just strengthened my seizure from social media. Like after watching that, it was like, no, there's no way I'm gonna get back on social media, you know, because I got to find out, how your timeline is curated, how you get assigned to an AI that, does everything for you and recommends everything and collects data about where you live, how much time you spend on a post, how much time you spend on a video, how many times you watch something, how many times you look at something. I was like, no ways, I'm not gonna dabble into this, let alone the people who benefit like on social medias. Like, nah, I'm not about to be in this. So it's like, I'm never gonna get back on social media anymore, And then came January of 2023. uh, Obviously I was busy with these vlogs and I had to share the vlogs like somewhere. So I had to get back like my Instagram, my LinkedIn, in my Facebook. But then I decided, nope, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disable the notifications from the app to my phone. So the notifications that I'm talking about is like, when you put on your data, you get these notifications coming from either Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. Like maybe posts that you're missing out on, or maybe somebody followed you, so that triggers you to fast go and have a look, and then you find yourself scrolling again. I didn't want to go through that because I know the scrolling thing and how much of my time it takes up. So it's like, nope, I'm gonna enable my notifications. And then in Feb, met a very interesting colleague. We sat down and he was also just talking about his social media experience, and he gave me some game on WhatsApp. It's like, yo, he doesn't actually like share his contacts with WhatsApp. It's like, wow, that's how do you do that? So he showed me, which is basically you go to your settings, go to your apps, and you go to WhatsApp, go to permissions. Your contacts are one of the items in the list of your permissions. Then you just go to don't allow. Then you don't get to share contacts with WhatsApp. In that breath, then you don't get to see status updates. You're still gonna have the conversations, but just with numbers, with no names. So I was like, this is like the best for me. Like until today, like I don't share my contacts with WhatsApp. I only share my contacts with WhatsApp when I'm updating a status, which is mostly on Monday, when I have to post like the Monday motivation that I always post, or share links to this like vlog videos and on my Spotify. So yeah, that's the time I get like on social media. Mostly I only get back to social media on Mondays. That's like my social media day, and not the whole day though. It's just like to go and post, and maybe then tempted to go and scroll here and there, but I try by any means not to scroll for long. I know when I get to sort of like remind myself that you are doing too much now when I see myself scrolling on social media. So one of the things I actually did now is to curate my timeline. So curating timeline is just like trying to watch um as much things as I can which interest me or which add value to myself, and then in exchange my timelines are curated to only those what to those information or posts. So which is actually like a good thing for me, because then I want, when I'm on social media, I'm only looking at something that's adding value to me. And my alternative actually for social media is I consume podcasts. So I listen to a lot of podcasts on Spotify, which is like, and this is just not anything. It's like things that adding value to my intellectual curiosity, because I'm a very curious person. So I'm listening to, very interesting stuff. I think Spotify normally drops like a list of the things that you listen to and whatnot. I will share those like end of the year. But yeah, so that's what I spend most of my time on. And the good thing with that is like I'm able to listen to something while I'm working. So I don't have to constantly be on my phone scrolling and neglecting the other part of my life. So yeah. So that's my journey actually with social media. So let me see if I'm missing anything out here. So yeah, there's also one thing you can use social media for. You can use it to your advantage, like commenting on posts of like your potential employer. So you sort of like create that relationship with that potential employer, or commenting on posts of that potential employer's employees. So you also create a relationship with those employees. So by the time maybe you get to an interview at that company, the employees, they know you, um, and also they know you, the employer also knows you from engaging their posts and all that. So I didn't want to make this video too long, so I'm gonna end it here. And please do check out the social dilemma if you've never checked it before, and I hope you get a new perspective on social media. So those are my experiences with social media, and that's how I accidentally almost left social media. You guys must have a great week ahead. Elia Uboto, cheers. Hey, ni Uboto ni Uboto. Cheers, guys.